Hello, this is Steve Shaw for acrylicpouring.com. I've spent the last couple of hours in my studio exploring the color purple. I've got a friend who wants me to make a really big painting for her daughter. Favorite color is purple, and I'm just trying to see what different styles, techniques will work. So I have made 3 or 4, actually this will be the 4th, 16 by 20 inch painting, and I'll take photographs of all 4, send them to the woman's daughter, and see which style, see which one she likes the best, and then I will use that as the basis for this really huge 3 feet by 4 feet painting that they want. So my last one of the day that I'm going to do, I'm going back to the well. I'm going back to the source. I'm going to do your classic flip cup. I've got the same colors I've been working with all day, and I'm going to just kind of mix them together in various combinations. And some of these, they all have Floetrol, and actually they all have a little bit of silicone in them. So let's just see how a big old flip cup works. And if she likes this style, the challenge would be to do a flip cup on a 3 foot by 4 foot canvas. I guess I would just get a gallon bucket and layer my colors in there and dump them in and stand back and see where it all flowed. So let's see what happens with this. It's a 16 by 20 inch smaller version, but I'm gonna have quite a bit of paint in my cup, and we'll just see how it works. I've got a good old standard blue, cool blue, a neon pink, which I'm gonna use a little bit less of this time than some of my other paintings. I think this is called dioxazine purple. Sounds very scary. Just a good, rich, dark purple. Lighter purple, kind of a lilac. Had a little bit of this seafoam green left over, not much at all, so I will throw that in there for an accent. Also, if you look on a color wheel, the complement, which means the opposite of purple, is yellow. So if you can ever put 2 opposite colors next to each other, a yellow will make a purple look more purplish, and the purple will make the yellow look more yellowish, and it just really kind of makes both colors pop more when you put their opposite next to them. So I've got enough of this yellow to add for some really good accents in here too. I will lay down a thin layer of a off-white that also has a tiny bit of purple in there. So let's move these out of the way. Make sure they all have a good little stir in there. Like I said, there's several drops, I don't know, 4 or 5 drops of silicone in each one of these. And I will be using purple as the main color in the pour. Scooch this over here. All right, gonna lay down my base coat. Just a nice thin coat. You do not have to put a base coat down. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to, because you do not. I'm gonna just use my hand and smooth that in here. It does help paint flow a little bit, I think. But I've done tons of paintings with no base coat at all, and they turn out wonderful too. So try it. If you haven't tried it, try it. See if you like it better. If you have tried it and you like it, keep doing it. The nice thing about acrylic pouring, there is no one way. There's no right or wrong way to do it, only different ways. And you just have to keep experimenting, exploring, and see what works best for you. All right, this is a nice thin coat. I like it. I'm gonna wipe my hands off here. And I'm going to grab a slightly larger cup to put this in. Now, I've done this to myself before. I have a layer of paint here, so I don't really have a clean place to put my cup. But guess what? We're gonna be pouring over the top of this, so boom, it's gonna sit right there. I'm gonna start off with a nice layer of this rich purple. Yeah. And then I'm gonna lighten it up with a little bit of pink. These are all mixed to slightly different thicknesses. That pink looks beautiful on top of that purple. Maybe I'll pour this one down the side a little bit. If you pour it on the side, it just it keeps it from shooting through the other colors, and it'll layer a little bit better sometimes. You can see how that purple kind of slid down the side there. More dark purple. I'll layer that in. Okay. Gonna hit one of my accents, this nice seafoam green, and I am just gonna drizzle that around the edges. Don't know where that's gonna end up, but hopefully it'll be a nice accent. Okay, done with that one. Let's go a little more purple. A little bit of yellow. gonna slide that down the side as well. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. Then I'm gonna drop some in to shoot down into there. Lilac. Boy, the inside of the cup is looking really pretty. All right, I gotta be careful. After I do my pour, there's some chunks in this purple. Don't freak out if you see a chunk of paint go kaplunk into your flip cup, because not the end of the world. And you can just reach in there and pull it out with your fingers. It's not a big deal, because remember, all this paint's gonna be moving and goozing around. Dark blue. The nice thing about this cup that I used, it has measurements on the side, and I know I need 16 ounces, and I'm only up to 12 now. Just from my experience, you need about 16 ounces of paint for a 16 by 20 inch canvas, which is what I've got here. Gosh, the inside of that cup is pretty. I'm just doing it. Rest of it's in. Little shot of pink. Remember, the colors that stay on top, when you flip the cup over, they will push the, it's hard to explain. All right, I am up to just over 16 ounces. So here's what I'm gonna do. Wow. Can I actually do my flip cup? Yeah, I think I can. Watch this. Boom. All right, canvas is on top for my flip cup. Flipping it over. I feel like maybe it's just because I'm using a different cup than I usually use. I usually use the old classic red Solo cup, but this feels like there's a lot more paint in it. I'm gonna let that settle for just a moment. And then, my favorite moment when it comes to pour painting. This is the moment when galaxies are born. I love this. Let's see how it happens. See what happens. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful. It's running pretty hard over here, so my thing isn't quite level. Look at that. That is just mesmerizing. Gorgeous. There is something to be said for just doing the good old classic flip cup. See if we can get that in there. I'm gonna just ease it, not much, just ease it around a little bit to get some cover on to cover my canvas. Wow, that's pretty. It's interesting, you can see the heavier paint pushing my top layer of white off a little bit, leaving like a little ridge in front of it. I have seen people, I don't know if I can get my hand in there, that are doing this cupping thing on the side, which is really kind of nice. Boom, got it. Okay, come back. Get down to this corner. This is like rainbow pretty in here. All right, going back. Don't want to lose that. Wow, okay, I'm stretching this down a little bit more because I'm loving this blue and the color that's coming up here. Guys, that's pretty. Wow. This is not totally crazy about it right in here, but I love this area up in here with the yellow and the blue. But let's hit this with a torch. I'm gonna do, just pardon the back of my head, I'm gonna lean this way and blow a little bit to get some color out to the edge. We'll do the same thing over here. That's kind of fun to do because you can see what colors are underneath. Try not to drag your shirt through it. If you do this. Wow, okay. Let's see what happens if we hit this with a torch. I've got a piece of paper over here. I'm gonna move out of the way. Remember, whenever you use your torch, and you don't even have to use a torch. I've got beautiful cells popping up through here with no torch at all so far. But a torch is a nice way to heat things up, and sometimes you can get different patterns and designs. But always be safe. Make sure there's nothing around your pour box or the area you're working in that can catch on fire. I'm using a big propane torch. All right. I'm gonna try to break this area up a little bit. think that's working. Oh yeah, a little bit of that green and blues popping through. Oh yeah. It's burning away a little bit of that dark purple, but I'm still fine with this. Wow. Anything hiding under there? Okay. I think that's looking great. One of the things I'm trying to do this year is not work the paintings quite so much, just kind of let them do things on their own. It's so hard not to tilt these though, but I like this. I'm going to keep it just like this. It will, over the next several hours as it's drying, more cells will pop up, it'll settle down, and when it's done it'll look similar to this, but I'm often really surprised when I come back the next day and I look at the paintings and they look a lot different than what they did before. All right, I'm gonna say it. This may be my favorite one of the day. It's got the organic, natural thing going on. It's got great colors, lighter colors, darker colors. It's got some nice, yummy little highlights in here. This yellow and my pink did not overpower anything here. This just looks beautiful to me. I would love to see this in a 3-foot by 4-foot painting hanging over my bed. All right, well, hopefully she'll like this and I can make another video of us recreating this on a much larger scale. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video, and feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you like the content, please hit subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And this painting, along with most of my other ones, you can find them on my Etsy store. So go to Etsy.com and search for Steve Shaw, and you will find it there at a very reasonable price. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.